Baker is trying hard to put his life and marriage back together, whilst Poncherello investigates a multi-million-dollar heist on Chips later at 8 p.m. But first, it's the Thamesmen.
Boo! Hello, George.
How are you doing?
Good, thank you very much. Up in San Francisco, where it's cooling down this week.
Oh well, I'm not cooling down, but I'm heading off on an aeroplane tomorrow, going to the big old Chicago.
Chicago, is it still warm out there? I suppose so.
I saw actually. I should check. I saw a thing like it's been raining cats and dogs in Chicago, and everywhere's flooded. Oh, by the way, I'm George. I'm in Los Angeles, but heading to Chicago.
I am Alex. I'm in San Francisco, and I'm going to stay here this week, and it's going to cool down. And you have reached the Thamesmen, and we are deep. We are very deep in it, aren't we?
Deep in it, always deep in it, that in one way or another. But we're in the middle of Aussie week, Australian week number 4.
Yeah, and we God Almighty, we're on a week 4. We just heard a track. Look at the day before. Even when we stopped recording, we've just been talking non-stop about the Saints. That was unbelievable.
So ahead of their time, ridiculous. We were like, we almost poo-pooed it before we started, and oh my god,
yeah. But this one is Baby Animals. I know, I haven't even heard of Baby Animals. Have you heard Baby Animals?
I've never heard of Baby Animals either, but I pre-read the notes, and it sounds kind of interesting.
Well, let's turn. Yeah, what is a baby horse called? Let's see what animal Baby Animal.
Oh, this is like a quiz. What's a baby horse called?
See if you can get 5.
And I'm not going to fall for the trap of going, it's a pony. It's not. It's a foal. I know.
Okay. Yeah. What would a baby hippo be called?
Here?
A calf.
Oh, it's called a calf. You actually know that, do you?
They're not called he.
Paw. Hello, paw.
When it becomes a teenager, oh, what's that? Heat? No, it's a paw.
That's kind of a cool name for an animal, a paw.
I'm sure there is an animal called paw. So you failed on number 2.
I failed on number 2.
A baby giraffe?
A calf?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, that's a calf.
No, it's probably not. Yeah.
But fish don't have baby. Fish don't have baby names, do they? Well, I suppose they have.
They're eggs at that point.
No, they have sprats.
Sprats, maybe.
Yeah.
Is sprat a baby fish?
Yeah.
But I think but they don't.
This is where we give ourselves away. Very thin knowledge here.
I had a good one. There was like one of those Twitter threads where someone said, take a and change one word from a plural to a singular, to change one word from the plural to the singular on the movie thing. And someone came back with it, said, you had to think about it a bit, a crow on the Orient Express. Because the multiple of crows is...
Oh, very good. Murder. Very good.
Which I think is the bizarrest name.
What's a ravens?
They had a name as well, didn't they?
Is it a burden of ravens, or is it
well, they're not murders, are they? There's some.
No, there's something else. Is it a burden of ravens?
No.
What are a crowd of ravens called? Treachery of ravens.
No way, really?
Yes.
A treachery of
ravens.
Treacheries and murders. What the hell was going on?
Is it really?
No.
It is a raven treachery. It is a treachery of ravens. Bastards. Absolute bastards. A lot of them.
No, bastards is a load of seagulls together. They're bastards.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are. Horrible things.
No, why not? This is just it's a side thought. You know, they're going local. Right, we eat within, like if you buy pears from Argentina, then we've got travel miles on a pear, right? So why don't we eat what's near us? Breast of gull on a lettuce with drizzled with balsamic vinegar.
Seagulls are horrible things. They're like what do you call it? They're like rats with wings. They eat awful crap. You eat a seagull.
Organic.
Organic seagulls.
You could raise your seagull on a seaweed and shrimp diet. That's what just eat the bloody shrimp.
The seaweed, much better.
This is getting quite expensive.
You massage it like a Kobe seagull.
I haven't really thought this one out. The cost of the food of keeping my flock of bastards of seagulls on shrimp and
you ship the shrimp in from Argentina.
Yeah, wagyu them all the time. No,
it's not going to work.
Anyway, talking of which, baby animals.
Baby animals. Let's stick to the baby animals.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So, shall I read the notes?
Yes, read the words.
Read the words. Okay. Hold on. Okay. So
and the words. Thank you, Chris, our beloved Australian.
Yep.
Who's pulled this week together. Thank you.
Yeah, wouldn't be able to do it without you guys. So this is Baby Animals, 1991, with a track called Rush You. But anyway, formed in 1989 on the hard-rocking Suze DeMarchi's vocals and Dave Leslie's guitar, Baby Animals took the rock Oz scene by storm in the early 90s. The Angels, who we have covered a track of, and I hope we do some more of at some point, helped them releasing a Baby Animal song as the B-side to their own single. That's pretty cool. Their first album had 5 charting singles, and they were selected by Bryan Adams to open for him in Europe, and then Van Halen in the US. Their second album, Shaved and Dangerous, that sounds like a Spinal Tap album cover right there, but anyway, saw their music become a little proggy, but still a success. At this time, Robert Plant asked them to support his US tour in 96. Everything seemed on the up as Suze married Nuno Betancourt of Extreme, but this sadly signaled the end as the band split to pursue other projects. They reformed in 2007 and continued to rock venues across the country.
Shaved and Dangerous.
Shaved and Dangerous. Yeah.
Oh, dear me.
So, it's a great...
That is.
I'd hate to think what the album cover was.
Yeah, well, no, I like the album cover where Spinal Tap, where there's a woman smelling the glove.
Oh.
The company is rather down on the cover. Is that the case?
Yes.
You can give it to me straight,
Listen, they don't like the cover. They don't like the cover.
Well, that's certainly straight.
They find it very offensive and very sexist.
Well, what exactly do you find offensive?
Ian,
what's
you
offensive
put a greased, naked woman on all fours with a dog collar around her neck and a leash.
And a leash.
And a man's arm extended out up to here, holding on to the leash and pushing a black glove in her face to sniff it. You don't find that offensive?
No,
you don't find that sexist?
This is 1982.
That's
Bobby,
right,
come
it's
on.
1982. Get out of the 60s. We don't have this mentality anymore.
Well, you should have seen the cover they wanted to do.
I don't...
No, it's like she wants to smell the glove. She's not being forced to smell it. It's quite sexy. No, it's sexist. Well, I find it quite sexy. Oh, it's different between sexy and sexist. All right, and it's Shaved and Dangerous. Here we go.
Well, that's just the name of an album.
Rush to You by Baby Animals.
Rush You, not
Rush You.
Rush You.
No, Rush You.
Rush You. Are you ready?
Let's stop this.
Stop now. 3, 2, 1, go.
twisted. Hell is bumping on in between drinks. Money on the matter for the rich and mains. I wanna rush you, I wanna lose you. I'll never lose you, but I love you. I wanna lose you, I'll never lose you, but I love you. Never wanna rush you, I wanna lose you. Oh no, 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 no. I do, I love you. Oh, I don't wanna lose you, I wouldn't rush you, but I love you. Oh, you know I love you. Yes, I do.
Brilliant.
What a great track!
That was totally my wheelhouse, though. That
Where are
was
they pulling these bands from? What the hell?
okay. That was like 1991, I think it was.
Yeah.
We said, and it was like a path. You said that a path well trodden, but it wasn't just a path well trodden. I love that whole like 80s, late 70s, early 80s rock thing. You know me. I was the Black Sabbath. I was the Saxon. I was the Iron Maiden. All of those sort of bands, and there were elements of all of those in that track. But they did that Australian thing where they put a twist on everything. It was something different. There were like some of that timing they put in, and like the changes they had. It's just they could have followed a very formulaic path with those different elements, but they didn't.
When did this come out again?
91.
Right. So I don't know who influenced her. What I heard in there, that was 91.
Yeah, apparently.
I heard a lot of Billy Idol in there and that style. But
Okay.
but I was trying to see, but no, that was done in 82. But no, I mean, you're right. It was different.
There was some certain, and there could have been like, they had certain hooks in it, different hooks, where she broke down a vocal or she did something to change. It could have been 3 different songs worth of interesting elements and changes, but they built it into one song, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, that's great.
The chorus was the piece that held it all together.
Yeah.
But between it, there was different elements. I think it was fascinating. I thought
I loved her voice. Absolutely loved her voice. I loved it when I went to the higher register. That is such brilliant. I love the drummer.
Yeah.
Absolutely, just bang on, and the guitars was epic as well.
Yeah, what a great band! It was just like I can imagine if you only saw those live in a venue, you would have had a great time.
I just don't know how they keep coming out of these. I mean, like, I don't know how Chris is pulling these out from these Australia. Every time you think like, oh, that's absolutely fantastic. We've just listened to Teskey Brothers. Oh my God. And then it's like the Saints. And then it's unbelievable.
It is. It's crazy. I mean, okay. So, I mean, we're looking at 30, 40 years of musical history. And so, in 4 weeks, we've covered, whatever it is, like how would that be, like 30 tracks, 20 tracks or something like that? Maybe in something in between, maybe 40. So, we're getting the cream of the crop. Chris is doing like an awesome job.
It's but they're also insular to Australia. No disrespect to Australia. I think that what you have, the reason why your bands we've learned are so good is you had a really good pub rock scene.
Yeah.
So that the bands really learned their craft.
Yeah,
absolutely, and they sweated it out, and they really know how to work a room. And you look at early ACDC and whatever. So you had this amazing kind of level that all the bands could go and earn their chops on. But if we had to pick the last 30 years of English bands, and we started off and we did From Madness to Pink, everyone would have heard these bands I've never heard of. They're amazing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it, and a lot of that's that whole argument about like record labels and insular and all that stuff. But
my dad, you lot don't know him. My dad's a musician, and he said that they all learnt their craft from what they call as working man's clubs. And working man clubs were these kind of you paid a weekly wage, a weekly stipend, but your beer was really cheap. And it was like they're all up north because they're all miners or whatever. But every Friday and Saturday night they had bands on. And they were grim, but if you can cut it through there, you've learned how to get rid of your nerves, and you've done 10,000 hours before you've even hit a studio.
Right.
But that's all dissipated. We don't have that anymore. And that's where the bands learned to cut their teeth. And I wonder if Australia still has that rock scene, that pub rock scene.
Some people said that they hadn't because of like noise complaints and neighbours getting upset about it and stuff.
Maybe it went the way of England, and we just lost it with different entertainment from video games and this and that and whatever. There is no need for it anymore, you know.
Yeah, no, it's sad.
Where my dad came from, when it was really cold, they got the candle out, and when it was really, really cold, they lit it. You know, they had nothing to do up there. You know, they had no TVs, they had nothing, so they just, you know, they all did, and all the bands did covers of the top 40 records. So you learned how to play the top 40 every week, and that's what you did.
Talk about the grimness of it. I've brought it up several times. Is that BBC documentary about the British Hells Angels?
Oh, yeah, it's absolutely.
Which is we should almost do a little special on that one at some point, because you could discuss that video till the cows come home. But if anyone wants a preview, go and Google British Hells Angels BBC documentary.
So grim, and that's the England we grew up, and I remember that England.
About midday, John's best friend, Nick, wanders in on day release from the mental hospital. Andy offers John a lift up to Golders Green on his newly completed chopper. John's got no transport of his own because Bob the Prospect, an apprentice angel, has taken the chapter's van.
Grim, but
they're gathering around the black and white TV to watch Doctor Who and the Hells Angels was just perfect. But anyway,
I know. But we got great bands to come out of it, and then we had punk to come out of it and everything. So, but anyway, Baby Animals, that was just fantastic. Chris, that was brilliant. Australia, that was absolutely brilliant. After this, I'm gonna go back and have another listen to this.
Yeah, I think so. Definitely. Well, and definitely let us know about other tracks and things like that, please.
Please do. If there's any more Baby Animal tracks that we should do, drop it down.
Perfect. Yeah.
If you could like, subscribe. If you the likes, whatever. It's a subscribe. It really is all to do with the subscribe. It helps us get these to a much wider audience. And the reason why we ask is because then YouTube say, actually, quite a lot of people subscribe to this and it's done well. And what it does, it pushes us out on its algorithm. So that really helps us. So if we can push that much appreciated. Thank you. And we got the rest of Aussie week coming up as well.
Excellent. Thank you.
Take care.
See you on the flip side.
Bye.